Hi there, hi, I'm Emily Baker and welcome to December's Perceptionary Card reading. I'm actually sitting here just shuffling the cards. As you can see, I do hold them this way around to shuffle the cards. I have actually just spent a few moments shuffling, but while I'm just giving this quick introduction, I'm just going to go through shuffling a little bit more. Right, so you can find out more details through my website, which is emilyjbaker.com. There you can catch up with all my videos that I've done. You can also click onto the Facebook and Instagram and things like that. Find out what other services I do other than just these videos. So thank you for watching them, firstly. Thank you very much. And for this month of December, let's see what the cards have in store. I have no idea what December's going to be like this year. Absolutely none. So I'm just going to fan out the cards in front of me. I'm just doing that way around, if you can see. Slightly awkward pose there, but there we go. All right. So we're just going to have a quick look. And again, perhaps you want to do the same if you've got your own pack of cards. If you've got your pack of cards, please do join me. Let me, and just follow along, just see what comes up for you. Okay, I've chosen the card. Right, so I can't see what the card is. All right. So the first time I get to see it is with you. And bear in mind, I may be choosing a card that we've already had a month previously or one of the other months in this year. Because I don't know, I've randomly picked it. Oh, okay. This is always quite an interesting card. And you can see why. Okay, I'm just going to be moving it around. So firstly, what I'm doing is just having a look to see the card as you are doing, seeing which way feels comfortable, which way do I want to have the card up. That's quite an interesting way. Yes. Mm-hmm. Right, okay, I'm actually torn for this month of December between that way, which that's the way I'm going to have it. And this way also I was intrigued by because of the movement down here. But the main movement is here, actually. And the more I look at it, the more I'm getting to see different things. Okay. Now, when you do have your own pack and you turn it around, it will look, just got to have it the right, yes, it's just, it will look completely different to if you have it in front of you, further away from you. That's that way around, isn't it? If I do that. Yeah, so as soon as I do that, I don't get to see this. And this is the interesting part for me. This figure here. But when I turn the card around, I vaguely get to see it, but not in the same way. And that's the beauty of these cards, because they do change. Just to let you know, they do change what you get to see in them. Okay. This is for the month of December. Our protection is going to be up. All right, so it is blue. I've always said is about communication, but also it's about emotions. Pink, as we know, is about love, those that we give to. Down here, this is coming out as a kind of like a muddy orangey brown colour, but actually it's pink there as well. A bit darker than this light pink up here. Just to go through some of the other colours, this is quite turquoisey. This is lovely along here because we've got shafts of green, light green coming through, and I'll explain that. But also we've got the blues coming through, so emotion as well as communication. Communication is not just about the words you say, it's how you say it, but also your body language. Okay, communication's on very many different levels. This card here, which almost melds in with the colour of my finger, yes, it has got pink in it, a little bit of purple in it, but it also has got a brown, orange, so earthy. I would call that almost earthy. Right, so let me go through what I'm actually seeing. If I start over here, and what I want to say is that this is a very strong card. Okay, this is about giving birth to that there is strength there, but it's also about nurturing. All right, it's about protection, very much so. So let's have a look at this section here. This is the section is why I wanted to have the card this way around and why it felt this way around more than any other way around. And that is because here I'm getting to see a face. There's the eye, forehead. This part here, and here, to me looks like a centurion helmet, so a Roman helmet. So if I'm seeing somebody in armor, and protecting is about protection, all right? It's about strength. It's not necessarily about going into battle, but it's about showing that strength, that force there. To me here, this looks like an infant, a baby, all right? And obviously December is about Christmas for some people, not for everybody, okay? But it's about new births, new beginnings, right? But it's also taking nourishment of that, having the ideas being bandied around, but also, you know, we're coming up to New Year's Eve at the end of December. Is a new year going to be coming up? Is this your new year? Is this what you're going to nourish and communicate? Or what your hopes and dreams are going to be? Okay, and it is in this protective cocoon of surrounding it with love, because you want to nourish your ideas about 2022, about what has been for you 2021 as well. So this is about the things that are past, but also about the things yet to come. Interesting, isn't it? For me, this is also down here is about the emotions. Now, emotions run high at Christmas, we know this, or in fact they can run very low for some people. Emotions can be the juxtaposed. Some people can be, oh yeah, no, it's just another day, it's just Christmas. Yeah, okay, get through it. All right, it's only 24 hours. For other people, it is not that at all. For other people, it's like, oh, love Christmas, adore Christmas, and then there's the opposite. For those who, and I do have to talk about Christmas, because Christmas has started in November, October, and in fact this year it started massively early in September, just because of the issues with transportation that we had here in the UK. So it started massively early in September, the run up to it, and it's been continual as well, and obviously it's getting quicker and quicker and quicker. We're running out of time, it's all of that. So there's all of that going through. So for some people, actually, I find that time of the year, December, and I'm talking about December because it is about, you know, dark evenings, dark days. We have times when it is just too much to do, and it's too much to bear, and it's too overwhelming. It's, you know, all of that going on, as well as, do you know what, I really hate this season. Can't stand it. So much has happened in the past that those who could be there are no longer there. So it's a very, very different Christmas for a lot of people. And for some people, it's just, actually, I just want to lock myself away and hide. So please be aware of that. And that is also feels along this part here. Okay, I acknowledge it, but I just need to have my own space. But also in December, there is a bit of good news. On the 21st, we have the winter solstice. Now, this is a good time. The winter solstice is a good time because that means we're going to start having longer days. We won't necessarily notice it straight away till perhaps January, February time, but that change will happen. In the UK, we've changed our clocks, so not all that long ago, in the end of October, so that we can take account for having brighter mornings, and the evenings will be darker quicker, obviously. But again, it's a case of soon the mornings will get lighter, as well as the days will kind of start to get longer as well. But we may not notice that till the end of December, beginning of January. So again, it's about protecting ourselves, but knowing that the light is coming in. Now, I wanted to talk about this light coming in business that was showing up on the card, because this is a light green. And for me, where light green is very much about learning and development. So there's that thought of, I want to bring in new ideas. I want to bring in that expansion of things. And this may be, again, to nourish this idea, this infant, this whatever you want to call it, that's here. So for me, it's also about bringing in as well as receiving, or also about giving. But here it's about the protection coming through as well. You know, it's about also, we just need to look after and guard ourselves a little bit. Not hugely, perhaps not as much as we did in November, where we were constantly thinking about the words that we were using, all right, and how we were portraying it. Here it's actually nourishing those, looking after those around us and being aware of it. Okay, so then maybe kind of you're wanting to lead with your ideas, go forward into those areas, but yet still being protected. Okay, but also just be aware that your emotions may be being shown to others clearer than to yourself. Okay. So the other way around that I wanted to talk about was this way around for this card. And now that we've had the card the other way around for a while, you can see that it's a very, very different card. All of a sudden, all I've done is to just turn it one way. And we just want to hold it here for a few moments, okay? Just while I hold it. So some of you may say, oh my gosh, this is very dark down this side of the card. All right. Now, funnily enough, weirdly enough, when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at a futuristic city. That's what I'm looking at. And this feels like, you know, when you're looking at some sci-fi films and they kind of have like mushrooms growing out of a tree, and at the top there's a tree house or a building, you know, up in the city in the skies. And that's the way it looks to me this way around. So it's quite an interesting way around. So for me, this feels like those big classic mushrooms that you find coming out of trees. You can step on each of them. Now the colour I have to say here, that's a pink. Okay. And this section here is really dark. There's navy blue behind it. And then on top of that, almost, and I would say actually, where you see it being really, really dark, that is actually black. You can just about see it on there. Now, for some people, they would say, oh my gosh, black is not a good colour. Black is all of the colours combined together. So again, it's actually about strength around here. Now, when we're building anything, when you're building a structure, an idea, yourself, when you are building a vision, whatever it may need, it needs a foundation, and it needs to be strong to hold that all up. So again, it's about this whole holding up. And down here, this is the bit that intrigued me the most when I looked at this card. Because here, and here actually, let me just do that section. This bit felt a little bit sci-fi, a ship, as in a galleon ship. Okay, Spanish English galleon ship, looked a bit wrecked at the bottom, okay? So, or being constructed, coming out, ready to go on a voyage. But this section here, this is the interesting section of the card. Down here, it felt like I saw two people looking up towards whatever this is, which is again this mass of bringing the sky down to the earth, bringing it into fruition, bringing those ideas, that warmth, that love into fruition. Here on this side, when I hold the card, actually, when I turned it around just to me, that's not what this looked like at all. So for me, this feels like, oh yes, here I am to hold your hand. Yes, I can bridge the two gaps. Let me talk to you. This is about, for me, it's kind of like a person coming through and saying, I'm going to bridge the gap from down here to you, so that those here, these two people, can communicate, pass on their ideas and their thoughts. But here for me is also, feels very much like a landscape about the countryside, but it also feels as though I'm going on a quest as well. So have a look out for in December, because I've said it twice now for December, even this way around. This is about nurturing new ideas. This is about what is yet to come. This is about looking after what is to come, where it is that you want to see yourself going, knowing that you're taking all that you've learned from this year and previous years about yourself, and it's going to be formulated into this one thing over this time. There's still love surrounding you, as there was in November, but it's much more concentrated now, as in that it's focused. It's not necessarily a darker colour, but it's focused into what it and where it needs to go. Instead of like a splatter gun and you spreading your love out to absolutely anybody and everybody, which is great. I haven't got a clue, that's absolutely fine. But what I'm talking about, it being much more focused, being giving your love to where it needs to be, giving nurturing. This is about nurturing. So November is about nurturing, not just about yourself, about those around you as well. Nurturing your ideas, where you want to see yourself going for 2022 perhaps, or where you see yourself just going for the month of December or for the next week. And for some people, December is about just going through each and every day. But remember to nurture and look after those around you who need that support, but also be aware of that if you're not able to do that. Okay. Christmas isn't always a happy time for everybody. Please do remember that. December can be a very, very difficult month for a lot of people and for a lot of different reasons as well. So that is my card for December, and it is about nurturing yourself. If you've enjoyed these videos, would you like me to continue doing them for next year? I may just do that for next year and give you a bit of a monthly reading for the year of 2022. Thank you for listening to me. I look forward to seeing you next year in 2022. And again, if you have any questions or wanting to have some further information, I have put a link down in the description section to my website, but please just drop me an email and I'd look forward to hearing from you. Take care, and I'll see you in 2022. Bye-bye now.